Hello, beautiful, and welcome to the Moms Talk Sex podcast with me, Mor Yelvington, your host. I'm so excited that you're here with me today because I have the beautiful Shani. Hey, Shani.
Hi.
Thank you for being here. And we're going to talk about sex and all the things above and between and beyond. So, Shani, before we just dive in, why don't you introduce yourself and let us know where you are and what you do in the world?
So my name is Shani Avidar. I'm located in Miami, Florida. I'm a pediatric sleep coach and a lactation specialist, but my passion is sleep. And I have three little ones. They are 3, 4, and 5. And I was pretty much pregnant for 3 years. So I wanted them to sleep, but I really needed them to sleep. And I'm so passionate about helping other parents figure out sleep and helping them get more sleep because if you don't sleep, you don't have patience for anyone, and you definitely start fighting with your spouse, and most likely you're not going to have sex.
That's right. So, let me ask you this. What did you do to sleep during the last 3 years?
So my kids are amazing sleepers because I've implemented what I've learned from day one. I follow the baby-led sleep approach, which talks about the bond between parents and their children, and it really emphasizes sleep and routines and schedules, but also psychology and nutrition are a big part of sleep. And I have been speaking to my kids and putting a lot of emphasis on nutrition, and they've been amazing sleepers for pretty much day one. So not only do I sleep, but more important, I think I'm able to plan my day. And I'm a type A personality, so I'm a big planner, and I need to know what time I'm able to work out, to have lunch, to take a shower. And I think that's very important as a mom, especially because if you don't take care of yourself, you definitely cannot take care of others.
That is so true. And I remember when my kids were little babies, they're a little bit older right now. I also followed this book. It was called The Baby Whisperer. To me, it was like the Bible. And it was so organized and it was such a lifesaver for me. And it really helped with my kids and when they went to sleep. So it definitely made that space for me to be able to be present with them and with my husband. And how many women come to you where they feel like that's it, right? Like, what do you do?
Most of them are either working moms or just most of us, when we are in the prenatal stage, we get so much information about diapers and CPR and bottles, but nobody talks to us about sleep. And when I was pregnant, I recognized there was a gap between prenatal education and infant sleep. And it's really not our fault. It's mainly because we lack education, and the expectation is for you to come back from the hospital and know how to parent, and really none of us
Right.
know what to do. So I get overwhelmed moms that come to me, and some of them do have postpartum depression because they have a lot of hormones, and they are anxious because they really don't know what to do, and they're sleep deprived. And that's when I say, come to me when you're pregnant to get the education, to know what to do. And also, we get a lot of information that is kind of like misleading because social media and pediatricians create the expectation that your child should be sleeping through the night when they are 4 months. And in reality, 4 months is very young to be sleeping through the night because at this age, they still need to eat. And when moms come to me and they say, well, my child is not sleeping through the night and they're 4 or 5 months, and I tell them, listen, in reality, probably they should be sleeping through the night at around 9, 10 months. And until I say that, they think that they are doing bad job. They think that they are bad moms. And that also contributes to the mom guilt and the postpartum depression. And that's what I like to educate parents, just giving them the knowledge um, to teach their children to be good sleepers, but also just to understand that it's their responsibility to teach their children the skill of sleep.
Yeah, that's so important, especially because when we're not sleeping, we really can't function.
Yeah. And even if you are trying to, I don't know, I'm taking working out as an example, you're trying to lose weight, get into shape after giving birth, you can do everything right. You can eat well, you can exercise, but if you don't sleep, you're still not going to lose weight. So you really have to prioritize sleep and prioritize yourself, especially in the first 16 to 18 months, because until then, your child goes through so much and sleep changes every month. We all know we start from like a 4 nap day, and then we transition to 3, then 2, and then 1. So you have to be able to, first of all, have the knowledge, know what to do every month, and then prioritize yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I totally believe that. What do you think about co-sleeping? Is that part of what you teach?
It is. I support parents that want to co-sleep. Personally, I don't like it. It doesn't work for me because I like my privacy. I want to have my child sleep in their own crib, in their own room. I do support, and that has also worked for me, sharing a room with my child next to me. But after 6 months, which is something that parents also don't know, after 6 months, you are actually waking your child up. So around that age, it's better for them to sleep in their own room. So as long as it's safe sleeping, I would support parents that want to co-sleep. But personally, I just love to sleep in my own space with my husband and just have our, relationship thrive throughout the newborn stage.
Yeah, because I see so many parents that it seems like in those first couple of years, there's really a big like tear between the parents, between the
Yeah.
couple, because the mom is so involved with the baby. A lot of times that dad sleeps on the couch, excuse me, because the baby is sleeping in the bed and it's really affect them, their intimacy and their sex life. So what do you think about that? What can somebody do about
Yes. So I think we can separate between sleep and intimacy because it's fine, if mom stays in the same room and then dad sleeps in another room or on the couch, because at the end of the day, we do need to function. So if mom for a few months while being on maternity leave, or if she's a stay-home mom, if she takes care of the baby at night and dad needs to go to work in the morning, then it's fine. They can, as long as they schedule sleep and they're able to rest, then they can also have intimacy. But the thing is, if they don't, and both parents are exhausted, and then they start fighting, and then we kind of like don't have our relationship prioritized, then that's the problem in my opinion. And I've always been telling my husband we need to stay married at the end of this, because yes, it's nice, we want to have kids and we want to have a big family, but we cannot fight, and it's fine to have disagreements, and
Right.
we're all human, but we have to prioritize sleep. And there are going to be times in the first year or so that we're going to say no to people, to events, because we need to prioritize ourselves and our schedules.
Yeah. I know I used to do that too, and I feel like that is a big reason why me and my husband stayed really tight and close, because we really worked as a team to make sure our kids slept through the night, and they were amazing sleepers, and it made all the difference in the world to really be able to function in the world. So what are a few tips you can share with the listeners to help their kids sleep, or even the moms, to sleep?
So kids thrive on predictability and schedules. So when they know what's coming, because they don't know what time of the day is, if they just know it's light, it's dark, they just need you to guide them. So if they know that they have a routine in place, that they know what the schedule is like, and it's your responsibility to tell them, then they will be good sleepers. So it's your responsibility as their parents to set up a nap routine, a night routine, to follow the schedules, and then talk to your child and tell them, now we're going to wake up, we're going to make breakfast. You can describe breakfast, and then we're going to go to the park. Then we're going to come back, we take a nap. And I've been doing it from day one, and newborns understand. So the more you talk to them, the more you explain and the more structured and consistent you are, the better sleepers you'll create. And then you'll also avoid the challenges that come in toddler years. Because I have parents that have been very flexible because they thought that they were doing their kids a favor. But what they didn't understand that, when they got to 2, 3 year olds, then they come to me and they say, well, we've been driving our kids to sleep in the car because that's the only way. And I'm like, no, that's the wrong way to do it. And but that's just, it comes down to lack of education. So I say be very strict. For me, I run my household as a company because you have to plan to make your life easier. If, for example, I give my children vitamins because they need to take supplements, especially during flu season. So I prepare the bottles before they come back from school so they have it ready to drink. And I prepare their outfits the night before, and I start preparing their lunch boxes the night before, and just add a few ingredients in the morning just to make my life easier. But you have to be consistent and to plan very well, so to make your life easier.
It's funny because you said you were a type A, and I feel like for type A people, that's very natural to be very organized. But when you're someone that maybe isn't like that or more ADHD or all over the place, do you have any tips for somebody like that to be able to be more organized?
Yeah, so you can even write down everything you need to do and treat it like a plan. So you know what you need to do. You can create a chart and say, okay, this day and time I do one thing, and then create a plan for you and implement it. Because for some people, they like visualize their schedule. Some people like to listen to their schedule. So do whatever works for you and implement it. And then you can also come to me and I'll give you the plan, because what I do, I work with parents and I tell them, listen, tell me about you, what your lives look like, because I want to know their parenting style, if they need to drive to the office, if they have another caregiver at home. And then we create a personalized sleep plan and routine and schedules based on their lifestyle.
I love that. So where can they find you if they want more information, they want to work with you so they can sleep and have more sex?
So I have my website. It's called mylittledreamer.coach. And I have all my social media channels there, and my phone number and email. And I also try to post a lot of reels on social media, mainly Instagram. It's mylittledreamer_coach, just because I think so many parents think that they are the only ones going through something. So I try to encourage them and tell them what other parents are going through. And I post at least 3 times a week, so everybody can follow me there.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking with me today. I know that this is going to be really helpful for those couples out there that aren't sleeping. And if you guys listening have any questions, please reach out to Shani or to me, and we can help you and support you on this journey to really keep your intimacy and your marriage going strong. So when your kids are grown up, you're still connected to each other and you're still together in a strong marriage bond. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you, Shani, for being here with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And I hope you guys tune in again next week. Have a beautiful rest of your day.